Good morning, welcome to my channel. I'm just going to do a chatty get ready with me that I like to do every month. Do some makeup roundup, some stuff I've been trying this month. I did go ahead and prep my face with the Milani Rose Prep and Brighten Face Oil. I normally don't use face oils on my face as a moisturizer, but I am actually really liking this one. Next I'm just going to go in with my Tula. It's just my under eye. It's called their Glow and Get It. I'm just going to take that there. And from there, I'm just going to go ahead and do some lip prep, which is I'm using the Seraphaine Botanicals. I got this in a BoxyCharm a while back. And this is just their lip oil. Speaking of BoxyCharm, I have not gotten my BoxyCharm this month. It is ridiculously late. It was supposed to arrive like on the 15th, and then they're like, okay, well next week, and now they're saying next week, and I'm like, is it even going to get here for the month of June? So I'm just wondering what the heck's going on with them. I'm like waiting on it. Normally by now I have that BoxyCharm up. Alright, I went ahead and did my brows off camera. I just used my Tarte Big Ego brow pencil. And now I'm just going to go in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. But yeah, I normally get my BoxyCharm up by now. And it hasn't come, so I'm a little bit upset about that. If I don't get it in the next few days here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to email BoxyCharm saying I never received my box. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I think it's a FedEx issue, not them themselves. I've had this problem the last couple of months. Sometimes I get it closer to like the 10th. Sometimes I get it, you know, usually latest like the 3rd week of the month. But this is ridiculous. I usually get it between like the 15th and the 17th. Usually like that 2nd to 3rd week, like 2.5 weeks in. So it's like ridiculously late. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem, but it is honestly driving me nuts right now. Alright, for eyes today I'm just going to go into my Morphe 35D palette. I did pick this up this month. I had my eye on it a couple months ago and I just decided to grab it. I'm going to go ahead and set it with the shade Light Linen. My eyes are already primed, so we're just going to set it. I don't know where my big brush went that I normally like to set my eyes with, but that's okay. This tapered one will work just fine. If you do hear the air conditioning in the background, it's because it is hot in here and our air conditioning is just loud, so we're just gonna have to work with it today. I'm gonna go with something a little bit more cool tone, a little bit more neutral today. Just kind of the outfit I've got going for the day just kind of calls for that look. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start with a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to start in with the shade Terranium. Very powdery, but I'm just going to go ahead and just buff that into the crease here. Just get that going kind of where I want it. So overall, life updates. I'm going to go ahead and take Mud Mask and also put that into the crease. But if you saw my pregnancy updates this month, you'll see that I actually got into a car accident. This was after I filmed my last Try to Get Ready With Me, technically before the month of June started. I'll link those videos down below to kind of go into detail over what happened, but everything is okay, everything's fine, baby's fine, we're fine. It gave us a little bit of a scare, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and take this shade Joshua Tree, and I'm going to put that in kind of like the outer third of my eyelid. Everything's okay. I'm okay. The kids weren't with me, and which I am thankful for. We're just got stuff, you know, going on now, and the kids got to do their vacation Bible school this year, which was nice. Don't worry, everything was pandemic friendly. That was fun. They got to learn a lot. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Plant Zaddy and put that in the outer V. That's just going right here, just kind of very softly buffing that out. You just kind of got to play with the blend here with this look. It does come together in the end. But yeah, everything was family friendly. If you can, I highly encourage you guys to get your kids involved in a vacation Bible school. I got to help out and see a lot of cool things, and I loved it. My children loved it. Everybody loved it, and it was just super fun. Right now I'm just going back and doing some additional blending. Yeah, everybody had a good time. The theme was what would Jesus do, and it just kind of, we talked about just some of the miracles he did. Next I'm going to go in with my ring finger, and I'm going to go in the shade Aloe Vera. Now this shade here, it comes off as gritty. It's honestly one of those shades that you do have to swipe instead of tap. So I have noticed that with shades in this particular palette, you do have to kind of do that. Honestly, the shimmers in the shadow are in this palette they do tend to come off gritty. You do have to work with them, but they're not beyond workable. It's not the worst I've seen, which some are nice and smooth, some are more gritty, which I don't personally like in a palette, but it works. So yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to, I highly encourage you to do a VBS. It's fun. It's fun being able to be a part of it, volunteering. It's fun getting your kids involved. It's great. And like I said, everything was pandemic friendly, so you know, it's not like we were, you know, anything crazy happened. Honestly, nothing at all crazy happened. Only good things came out of it. So that was great. And again, just going back and blending the shades as need be. Alright, what we're doing next is a foundation mixer, sort of ish. I got the Morphe 2 foundation. I've had my eye on this for a while. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. The shade is too dark for me, but if you mixed it up right, it'll work out right. My little one's just playing in the background. She likes to talk when I talk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a color, just the back of a color switch, any kind of panel, or use your hand or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and mix in with my Clarins Moisturizer, or any kind of moisturizer. The more pigmented the moisturizer, the better. I find that this actually works just fine. But this is very watery, so you have to be very careful. I am going to take, as soon as I get there, I'm just going to take, you really don't need, you need like just a drop or two of foundation. And this is this is a very watery foundation. You can also use concealer to just kind of help clean up, but I'd rather just mix the color all together. Take a little bit of the moisturizer, just kind of stick it right there, kind of like that. I'll probably put a little bit more on. And then I like using my foundation brush here. This is very watery. I like using a flat foundation brush, and I just like mixing the two together. I might even go ahead and put a little bit more on. But it's just very light. This a little bit goes a long way. And then I'm just going to place that all over my face. Yeah, that'll do it. It is a shade too dark for me, even as my summer shade. Honestly, this shade is actually more, it's not so much that it's too dark, it's just too pink for my skin tone. I do run more neutral, but I'm more like a neutral warm instead of a neutral pink. But that's nothing that a concealer won't fix. I just like a light layer. This will definitely thin out your foundation. But again, you can always use concealer as well. Use a lighter shade of concealer, use a warmer shade of concealer if you need to. And then just kind of blending that in. I might do a second layer. I don't know yet. I might go ahead and just do that off camera. But just doing that. Just like so. But this is a skin tint, so you're not going to get very much coverage, especially if you are mixing in a moisturizer to lighten it up. You can even use a lightener if you want. But just doing that. And that's probably good. My skin's actually not doing half bad. By the way, I did get a facial this month. I know somebody who's learning how to be a facial tech, so she just got a bunch of people together and just did it. It's someone my grandma knows, and she just kind of set the family up. So I'm like, okay, you know, free facial, totally pregnancy safe. And since I did that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. My skin has been amazing. My skin needed that. I'm dealing with a lot of hormonal acne. All these pregnancy hormones making me crazy. But it's been good. I'm going to take my Morphe 2 Concealer. This is not the most full coverage concealer, but again, it does work. I'm just going to place that under the eyes here. Just some spots around my nose. And I've got a little spot there, a little red spot there. Again, all hormonal. Yeah, does anyone else feel like they go crazy with pregnancy hormones? I mean, my emotions have been through the roof. Granted, there's a lot of other things going on, a lot of good things going on, just a lot of things going on too. But my husband, he's been so good to me with all these crazy pregnancy hormones, and he's just been like, okay, you know, just gotta go through this, you know, this is our third round now, so he knows what he's doing. He kind of knows how to handle and help and deal with the cravings. I've been craving french fries, mostly french fries. That's very different from the last 2 pregnancies. Yeah, I craved sweets like crazy this time. It's not so much sweets. It's like, it's salty, but it's not overly salty. I like french fries. I like the nice thick, like, not like the McDonald's french fries, like the thick ones you get like at a good brewery or something. But he's been good with me about that. We have not found out the gender yet. I have my 20-week anatomy scan in about, I need to schedule it, but it'll be here in the next couple weeks, so we should find out what we're having. We're excited. We cannot wait. I'm so excited to find out, and it's just, I'm over the moon, just excited. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Joshua Tree again on a small brush and just buff that under my lower lash line. But we are just over the moon excited. Leave your guesses down below. Are we having a girl or a boy? I'm thinking I'm going to do an old wives' tale video. I'm going to try to get to it. I hope I can. As well as the gender reveal. Go check out my Instagram because that's where it'll be posted first. I'm going to go ahead and take again the shade Hello Goodbye and just run that just kind of on the lower lash line with my finger. Yeah, and then the eyes are done. I just gotta pop on some mascara, which I'm just gonna do off camera because it's easier. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Tarte Big Ego Mascara as well. Like I said earlier, if you don't want to use a moisturizer to mix in with your foundation, you can always take your concealer. I would actually suggest using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer or something a little bit more full coverage than this. Taking this and like highlighting like underneath your contour line, like on your forehead, and doing all your like your T-zone, and then just adding it here, and then even down here a little bit to make it match your skin a little bit better. But I feel like the moisturizer worked just fine for this foundation. So for my blush and my bronzer, I'm going to take my Pure 4-in-1. It's my Fair Light palette. This poor guy did get in a car accident. As you can see, I had to repress that. So I picked this up that day. But I'm going to go ahead and take the bronzer and the blush here and put that all over my face. Just going to take my big fluffy brush. So I did actually pick this up. Of course, today I got my car accident, came in the mail, and it made me sad, but I managed to fix it up, and I love it. I honestly, it's probably one of my new favorite face palettes. I don't do face palettes too often, but I do like them. I also picked up the Morphe one this month, and I like it, but I love this one. I'm just going to do a nose contour here. Just do that. It's like the shades are like of bronzer and blush are like so perfect that I can't get over them. And I even like the setting powder as well. And now I'm just going to go in with the blush and the palette. This is like the perfect cool tone pink blush. This is a very cool tone look I did. It is a little bit pigmented, so just be careful when applying it, but I do like, look at that shade. Look how beautiful that shade is. I'm just, like I said, this is probably one of like my new favorite face palette. I love it. I'm obsessed. I've been using it since I picked it up. And just on the nose, it's like the perfect flush of color. So I absolutely love it. So the gold highlight is a little too gold for the look, so I'm just going to use my Project Pan highlight, my Colourpop in the shade Flexitarian. Just to add more of a champagne-y kind of color. And then just do that. I'm going to skip lips today. I just don't really feel the need for them. Just don't feel like dealing with lips. I mean, do you ever just not feel like dealing with lips today? I mean, I love lipstick. I've been getting into lipstick a little bit more lately. I just don't feel like dealing with my lips today. I mean, it's fine. I put some lip prep on them. I wiped it off. So we're good. And finally, I'm going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And, well, that's the look, you guys. Thank you for sticking around while I do this, hearing me rant. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle. And for those of you who have sticked around, just thanks for following my journey. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. God bless and bye, guys.